Looks like Australia potentially going to start on this Reinhardt. It does work very well against the Symmetra, but Canada potentially seeing this one coming. It looks like False is going to roll
West
out
Coast
on the
is
Orisa
awesome.
as well.
We just
But
knew this.
for
It
the
would have
most
been.
part,
I
these
like the
teams are
West
gonna
Coast,
run
but it
into
would have
each
been a
other.
lot
It'd be
better
interesting
if
to see
like
who
you
comes
actually
out on
didn't
top.
live here.
Yeah,
I'll be
who's
honest
gonna
with you.
come out on top?
So that's why the
The
East Coast is the
lads
best
or
coast.
Buds?
That's the hater.
False versus Kuffa. See if Kuffa has what it takes on this Reinhardt. False.
They're doing
The
right.
unofficial coach.
Oh my God, he's all the way over there already.
What was that?
Show match with you. I know you can aim.
Here's the thing, we're just going to yell coaching advice. That's going to be the entire cast. So if you're expecting something different, you're out of luck. Aki goes down first, which is a terrible start for Team Australia. Gets caught
Wow,
off by
Canada's
Noxus.
showing up.
Quick
Canada
off
lost
Canada.
yesterday, chat. Remember this.
He's
Australia's
been
doing really
so
well.
passionate and vocal on Twitter about just how excited he is to be playing for his region. He's
I
very
want
well known in
Australia
the
to win. Why are
collegiate
they?
scene, playing for top schools
Wait,
like
you picked
Harrisburg
Australia. Oh,
and
you
St.
did pick
Clair's.
Australia.
You
I
might
picked
think,
Australia.
Yeah, no, you are
not
just
a lot of
cursed.
Overwatch League.
You're cursed.
I'm not
players
cursed,
that
am
have
I?
experience in the Overwatch League, but hey, we have good players. That's all that
Sure.
matters.
Yeah, Overwatch League is overrated. We have no
Yeah.
Overwatch League players either. But we do have lots of contenders players. We're actually going to see Kuffa switch over to the Sigma. The Orisa
Jay3
versus
cursed
Reinhardt
back
match
at
is
it
very
again.
in
I'm not
favor
cursed.
of the Orisa, but the Sigma favors against the Orisa. So we'll hopefully get an advantage from Kuffa as we see, but now they're going to want
Crimson
to
always plays with
sort
a
of
hat
stay
on.
in that mid-range
Yes.
with the Bastion and the Sigma just
Hat
poking
guy.
out damage
He's the
against
hat guy.
Canada. The issue that they have,
mean, he
though,
looks really
is
good with
that
a
they
hat,
don't
but
have the points. So all this time they're
playing with a
losing
hat is
percentage,
I've
but
never
False
seen
goes
him
down.
without a
The bigger
hat.
issue is this Am Matrix plus a Bastion,
just
but
that-
somehow the kills are going to Australia. They're teleporting
Really?
to both sides
With a
of Canada.
window that
And they don't
fast,
even know what
Australia?
we
I'm
should
telling
look
you,
at
come
anymore.
on,
Look at
Australia.
Take it back to point.
Clean play. I think False just gets a little aggressive. Doesn't.
You know
isn't
why he
able
always
to
has
be
a
healed
hat on?
by
Why?
Crimson
Is it
on
balding?
that rush. We're actually going to see them sticking with
No.
this composition. So Australia
wear hats, but
taking control. And now
people say,
ultimates
like,
are starting to come up.
makes you
Nanda
bald.
has that
I
photon
can't
barrier,
have
gives
to
a
keep
huge
anything I
advantage.
have.
And Aki is
True.
coming up to that amplification matrix, and Crimson doesn't have his because he used
I have
it
hair.
in the lost fight.
You do. You do have hair.
She met me in person, chat, and she says I have hair.
He has hair. I don't know what it is about your setup, your lighting, or something. And you just look so bald in your bedroom. I'm sorry.
Using that ice block
You
it's a
too.
precarious situation.
That was a
and I
nice
don't think
TP.
Canada
Oh, but he's caught out
can
there.
Save their buddy. So Australia
Oh.
are gonna.
Oh, he has his back with him. He has his back with him.
Just living.
Kills quite
Yeah, he has back with him.
Australia
Yeah.
are really
Oh, wait.
struggling.
Oh.
And now getting
Oh,
pushed
the
away
beat.
by the noxious blizzard.
Okay, but they flip
They see nine.
point.
Will be
Yeah.
also
Point, point.
Canada during that moment flipping the point.
Yeah,
does it sound
Australia
like?
used all of their ultimates to try and win
Notice
that one.
the, like,
Aki then
audio
falls on the
randomly just, like-
re-aggression.
That's just that computer. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It was annoying the first day, but I'm
Yeah.
used to it by now.
It's not all the time. I just randomly
I like the
change
idea
volume.
from Australia to try
Nice
and go proactive
seeker.
against the Canada squad.
They're staggering
they
him,
did
but
not execute
they're
in the
staggering.
same
That's a
way that
big
they planned.
stagger, actually, considering they had the
Yeah.
point.
It took a while to get this done for Canada, but the job is done. 70%. On
Oh,
our way
don't
to win.
sound so smug. I don't want to hear that for an 11. Don't sound so
11.
smug.
I
75%
mean,
of Canada.
he
We
was
can
just
make it
being
back.
smug
We have no
because Canada's
ultimates, but
winning.
we have
So
a
then she
dream.
was like, oh, you know,
See if the dream dies,
70%.
though.
Very easy.
Australia.
We all know
Good
why
disengage from
Canada's
the
winning.
artillery strike. against
They
the
voted
Bastion.
for Australia.
Exactly.
For now.
He's looking for the terror surge. You can see he's just waiting for them to step up. Australia's
Where
gonna
are
go
they?
all the way to the beach, it looks like.
They know it.
Is he gonna
Canada
try to pull
hoping
him
to
up
meet
the
them
high ground?
halfway there. Where is
Yeah, well, he's just trying to figure out where they're really
Teleporting. The point, even Canada is unsure.
Uh-oh.
Terror surge at the
Oh,
ready.
Crimson down.
99% for in overtime. Yeah, losing Crimson
Oh, is
is
he
huge.
actually
gonna-
Not
Uh-oh.
a lot
Uh-oh.
of healing. Now none
Big
at all
ult,
for
big ult if he
Canada.
does, but
When
he's
they
not.
felt
No,
like they
I
were
didn't
say it.
going to be taking the initiative in this
Sorry.
fight. It's
I don't know
Australia
what
that
that
just
fight was so
out-rotated them.
weird.
Yeah, you know, Australia, we're known for our beaches. We apparently found a teleporter on the outside of this map and made it to behind Canada. False was just confused. You could see him setting up to go for the
Australia
flank
beach is
terror
nice.
surge. But by the time they found Australia, they were already on the
think
point and Crimson had already fallen. So big plays from Team Australia, considering they had no ultimates to go with, and now they're starting to charge them up as well. So Australia potentially back in the driver's seat of this round.
I mean, it is an island.
Yeah, Matrix from Aki could
Best
be
teams in the world, yeah.
starts off the fight for
I
Australia.
know they have, like,
Canada
good,
choosing to go down this long lane could hurt
like,
them in the end. But the
oceans, like,
teleporter as Nana
snorkeling
tries to
and diving.
meet Australia
So I've seen
halfway
that
with
picture.
Canada.
Ooh.
Terror surge though, Australia
Big.
just walk into pain. And Canada, though, it's not looking too good. They've only lost one, though. Can they finish off the remnants of Australia? The spear misses.
yeah,
Now
fortify
Kuffa
that.
is
Yeah.
a believer, apparently, with the grab flux, getting Seeker low enough, but Noxious
Nice.
and Crimson will protect him well. Now the Blizzard from Noxious is thrown to try and lock down Burtlock, who just speeds around it. Thanks to the Soundbeer, Australia will sustain through it. It is just such a crazy last
What
fight.
is this?
It's just desperation mode for Australia. Everyone's switched over. We got a Moira, we
It
got a
could
Tracer,
still-
and they are managing
Okay,
to
Canada's
hold on
playing
for
really
just long enough.
smart.
Artillery strike
Like,
coming out of Seeker.
they just have
Is he gonna
to
find any
survive.
value? Nami falls.
Because they have,
It's
they
gonna be
have
hard
an
for Australia.
advantage.
Australia
Ooh,
are
wow,
only
okay,
down
okay,
by
that's
10.
good.
The
They need to
lack
get
of
Sig-
damage
and-
hurts a lot. Magic may fall too with the sound barrier. We're just gonna run down
Oh my
Australia
goodness.
once and for all in this
Come on,
round
Australia.
one. Although Australia have been known to turn fights before.
Well, I have to actually root
What?
for Canada too because I think Coach
Burlock
Kobe's
gets
friend
one,
is
but
from,
with Aki falling, Nami's gonna need to
what
go
is his name?
nuclear to be able to win this. Gets the pulse bomb. He
Yeah,
could turn
coach
this
that
whole thing
helped us
around with a
with
big pulse bomb.
content.
Chasing down these
so the
speedy
team.
heroes of
Yeah.
Australia.
Ticket
Finally,
there you
they're
go.
gone, and
Yeah.
Canada will take round one 100 to 81. But that was hard to follow.
That was an all-out brawl. There was no rhyme or reason. Honestly, both teams doing a great job of entering back into these fights, finding avenues, and both of the Baptistes were struggling to stay alive. They were
I'm not
usually
even.
the first
I'm rooting
ones
for
going
Australia, chat.
down. Now we head
My
over to
vote is
beach.
still
Cup is
Australia.
going to looks
I'm
like
rooting for
start on
Canada.
the Sigma. I think if you know that the
I
Canadian
gotta
team
root
is
for-
going to
for-
play
for
the
Magic
Orisa
Paintball.
into
Canada
you
took
if you
everything
try and
from
play
me,
so I know,
the
it's
I
in.
think
want
this is the
Canada to
right
win.
decision.
Whatever.
Just put Cuffer on the Sigma. He was doing work with the Sigma. They just weren't able to close out the round.
Please try.
See if he.
My
Kuffa will
cheeks are
still live.
clenched. Wait,
the
what does that
Bastion
mean?
Of Seeker. I played in a show match with that
what
guy.
does that mean?
He's pretty good. And
Like,
now
he's pretty good.
We got the stage nerves out of
Sure.
the way.
See, Seeker, honestly, this is unfair because Seeker has advantage because he played Samoa earlier in a show match, so I feel like that's an unfair advantage that Team Canada has.
True.
But, you know, I'll
I
take
played
it up
against
with the
Crimzone
rest.
Seeker.
Okay, Crimzo dies.
Crimzo down again. Wow.
That is the best Canadian talent we'll ever have. He better not leave. But he's dead, so he is left for now, but he'll be back. We'll be back.
Nice.
And
Come on, Australia.
Utilizing the Symmetra very well. It feels like they, that's how we keep finding picks on the Crimzo. Australia, they're teleporting into an off angle or behind in a Crimzo, and Crimzo's just struggling to deal with it and stay alive. So first capture goes over to Australia, so we're already in a much better spot than they were last round.
Now, no one really taking a lot of damage because that fight was so quick. You don't have Amp Matrix as that ultimate that could usually start that second fight. Look at this teleporter that goes behind Canada. Now they just hope to chase them down. False frontlining quite well, but slowly running out of juice. Immortality has to be brought out by Crimzo. Both teams trading blow for
Oh my
blow.
God,
Canada
that's a
are
lot
up
of
by
damage.
one, and
Yeah.
Seeker has been let loose, and he's hunting down. This is what the Wolfpack does.
The Wolfpack does. They hunt. They hound.
I like
Honestly,
that.
Australia,
The
and a great play by
Wolfpack.
Canada. They drop the amplification matrix. Seekers in the wheels mode just does so much damage in a short amount of time that Australia just evaporates from the map. So that is going to be a point flip coming back over to Canada. But now Australia, they're the ones who have the
I don't know why I'm
amplification matrix. They have to become the Wolfpack.
so
Channel your
sad.
Wolfpack, Australia.
Gotta get your Oboos ready. Oh, Amp Matrix
Oh.
right there from
There it is.
Australia. Catches
Australia
Luscious and the
is
rest off guard.
looking
Canada
a
couldn't
lot
find shelter in time before
I
the
told
storm
you,
arrived.
Australia's slept
keep
on.
their lead.
Yeah.
They're a really
We'll get
strong
point
team.
back.
The Bastion grenades.
Don't get me
through the
wrong, I think
amplification
Canada's a really
matrix
strong
do,
team
like,
too, but I think
something
Australia's
north
just
of
been looking a
200
lot better.
damage. You just have to be so careful. If you get stuck by it, you're just going to instantly die. So it's such an important tool, and it gets charged up so quickly. So great play by Australia. They have to use the photon barrier as well to get into it. So now, Gravitic Flux Bastion Ultimate coming here for Australia. It's such a good combo because people cannot avoid it if they get picked up in the Flux.
Good thing Australia didn't
Oh,
take that teleporter. What?
Seeker
How
is
does
getting
Aki
so
die
many
to that?
picks.
Even with the immortality and everything, great first pick by Canada. Sound Beers exchange. Canada in a 5v4. Also a back cap too by Canada has Australia's focus all over the place as they hope to escape, at least keep shelter inside of this building.
Very early sound barrier from Burlock trying to keep them in that fight, but as soon as Magic Paintball responds with his own, there's nothing you can do. So now Tank Ults, Blizzard here for Noxious. It's going to be hard for Australia to deal with. They do have the teleporter to sort of manipulate their movement around it, but you can see them struggling to find any positioning. Actually, they're teleporting behind Canada once again. Cuffer's on the backline just floating into space.
Kuffa looking for Seeker, isolates him with the grab.
Oh, I wish we saw that, but
Yeah.
False. Jesus.
Australia and buries him 6 feet under.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Great play by False. Just, you could see Cuffer just
Good
got caught,
shit,
wasn't able
man.
to get through the
That was
teleporter from
big.
there. False had a free run into the back line of Australia, and now 80% final fight territory here for Canada. Australia needs to find something to get into this fight.
Kasa's like, no.
Noxious is hiding, hoping that
Very
Canada
far
gives
back.
up a bit of space and maybe baits Australia into a blizzard or just sees who is going to touch out of Australia. But either way, Australia are just distancing themselves because of the ant matrix there of Crimzo, but Canada a few seconds away from taking map number 1. There's a response there from Aki with the ant matrix. Good zoning by Canada,
wow.
but maybe not able to escape in time. The bastion damage.
There you go, Australia. Come on. Nami, Nami, Nami.
And Crimzo won't let it happen. Good boy.
Nanda is bloodthirsty, still going for it. Almost kills Crimzo with the right clicks, but now all of a sudden it's Australia. They have control. They have the photon barrier. Noxious is still holding on to this blizzard. He was anticipating a teleport play by Australia that just never came, so didn't get the opportunity to drop it. So fortunately still holding on to that one. But last fight, Australia needs to win this one to keep the map going.
Uh-oh, the
My
sim
God.
turret, the sim turret, the sim turret, the sim turret.
It's getting the immo.
And almost got the
bash.
basket.
Yeah.
Stunned. Nami brought back to almost full health. The protection of the photon barrier helps Australia out a lot. As Canada are still hoping to flip, but without Magic Maypole, they won't have the speed. But they'll have an Ant Matrix. Noxious holding on to the blizzard, hoping
Come on,
Australia.
Australia. Come on, Australia.
From the rain of damage, here comes more. It's Nami with the artillery strike, hoping to flush out.
No, Australia wins this.
99 to 99,
Australia wins
almost
this.
a flip though, but not
Huge
quite.
flush.
Still has
Wait,
the
they
point. The flush
flipped?
from Kuffa kind of zones himself off from the point. Canada
Did
will
they get
cap,
the-
but
Come on, Australia. Come on, Australia.
It's just
No, they win
under.
this.
And Australia
Not a
will be
Jay3
forcing
curse?
out.
I told you guys. You guys need to
Just
listen
going
to me
nuclear
more.
action right now, putting out
Listen
so
to
much
me,
damage in
chat.
pair with the amplification matrix, just finding kill after kill, and right now we talked about how strong Seeker has been as a player in the Overwatch League. Right now, Nami's taking it to him.
Everyone's been saying this was, our bias said that this was going to be the match of the day, but
I don't think it's the
really,
match
this
of
was
the day,
gonna
but
be
it's a
the
really great match.
closest in terms
This
of
was,
skill.
yeah,
This
this
is
was
the
amazing.
crazy.
off screen. Wait, Nami's just.
Hey, Nami was just staying right there while on scene. That's funny as
I'm going
shit.
down, may as well shoot some bullets on the way out.
That
Doesn't
is
find
funny,
anything.
dude.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a great play by False, but now we're tied up. We head over to Volcano as both teams stick with the same compositions.
This is a pretty close-knit point too.
Okay, chat. First match. Tied
That's
1-1.
Arissa versus Sigma.
Who's gonna get the first match?
False has been good at
Canada
just
or
running
Australia?
them down. That's exactly what Arissa needs to do.
Australia,
as long as
right?
he protects Seeker. It's the biggest source of damage, but Australia just trying to counter-rotate away.
Cover gets knocked into the pit, bounces back up. Nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. Australia does have first point control, so it's going to be Canada who are going to have to run into Australia. Seeger and Wheelsmore, Nami cannot get caught.
Get
Great
around.
teleport out by the team.
I love the creativity out of Australia and how they can get away from Canada. Canada gotta be careful with how desperate they become to finish off these targets. They get them so low. It's been some great kind of cheeky positioning from Canada to go around these corners. Australia did cap earlier on. Canada's going for the flip.
Oh, wow,
and
they flipped it
Matrix.
so fast.
Australia are not even going to contest. And somehow only just now has there been a death. Nanda removed. And Canada in that 5v4. What a Maywall from Noxious. And Kuffa just gonna reset with the team.
And that's the issue you run into when you're playing the Sigma versus the Arissa. The Arissa can walk forward with no fear because she has so many defensive tools, while the Sigma, you're trying to poke from mid-range. So even though Australia got capture point first, they eventually got pushed off by Canada, and then all of a sudden Australia gets a little sporadic, and they're the ones who get picked first. We are seeing Aki come up to this amplification matrix. They could do the same thing that Canada did, step onto the point, drop the amp matrix, force their opposition team away.
They don't have good shelter though on this high ground, and they're really not letting Australia get
big
set
bomb.
up the law at all. The
Canada's
Maywall
running
from
away with
Noxious
it,
kinda
but,
broke
come
things
on,
up there.
come
They
on,
just came
Australia.
through, but as Australia were just squeezing in this tight area, Canada just blew them up. Canada will hold on to this lead, but it feels like Australia are fighting back, all thanks to Kuffa. What boss will end that? Wait, one-man sound barrier?
Ooh, late
What?
sound
No,
barrier from Bergel, trying to keep Kuffa alive.
no,
Ooh,
what?
he definitely is going to want back. That's such a huge tool to go by the wayside because
What?
Canada still
What
holding
is
on
going
to so many of their
on,
ultimates.
bro?
Crimson coming up to
Bertlord,
another
nah,
amplification
bro.
matrix. At 65% and counting and close to 5 ultimates, this is going to be very difficult for Australia to come in. They need some magic.
Photon Bear is going to be big for Nanda and friends. Splits up the fight, but Canada have already arrived. Artillery strike 2 from Seeker was just to get Australia low. Canada were looming to see what they could get out of that fight. Sound barrier engaged. Canada rush in, and a great spear hits Nanda, and a Terror Surge
Wow.
is more than enough for False and
is
friends.
rolling right
the
now.
Yeah.
of Canada
The
to
Orisa
take
is
down
really
Australia
strong into the
just
Sigma.
rushing some of their ultimates, not completely in sync, and it just feels like Canada was able to withstand everything that Team Australia threw at them. Doesn't look like they'll get another touch, and Team Canada going to potentially take the first map. Burlock gets pinned against the wall.
Canada's going to win the first map.
False.
Let's go.
Damn. Hey, you come back next map, you get your map choice, and now you've fallen for our trap, Lemon. Now you get to deal with the wrath of Cuffer Reinhardt.
It's too bad we're remote. You gotta go tell the lads that it'll be okay.
It's crazy how the Jay3
Map
curse
choice
affects us
for
all.
Australia's coming up.
Dude, it's the
Match
first
point
map,
for
chat.
Team
It's a best
Canada.
of 3. They can
think
still
this
come
is-
back and win.
this-
The craziest thing
I
if we
think
saw Magic
Australia's
Baseball
gonna win
come
this. If
out here
Australia
on the
wins
Ana,
this, this was
but
gonna be our
interesting
third map
adjustment here
3.
for Australia. They aren't actually going to play the Reinhardt, to my disappointment.
I mean, Australia's
They're
winning
going
this
to go
matchup regardless
back to the
because, like,
Sigma.
I'm never
Unfortunately,
wrong.
we don't have Punk to be able to come in to play the Sigma. He is obviously the Australian Overwatch League player, probably the best Overwatch League player that we've ever had come out of the region, and he's given the opportunity to Cuffer to be able to play on this international stage, to be able to play against some of these world-class players. So I want to see how Cuffer's going to match up in this Sigma.
I wish
mirror.
some of the pickings
Yeah,
were already.
low-key only
I think it's a
close
map
'cause
pool.
Punk isn't here.
So
Thanks for giving us a
the
chance.
map, and probably
So
the map pool will be
charitable.
different for the group stages,
Canada are
not the
just
bracket
speeding
stages.
right on in, have
So you don't see the
Australia
same maps
trapped
being
in a
picked.
tiny room. And as Australia try to break out, they may lose some bodies in the process, but they use the teleporter of Nanda to get to the high ground to try and put damage above False's
Did you actually put
shield.
Dorado on your top 5 maps? That is one of the worst,
targeting my
like,
man's Crimso. What's up
worst
with that?
fucking takes I've ever seen
Yeah,
in my life.
honestly, you gotta attack
Those are
the
some
carry. Crimso
worse
has been
takes than
such an
King
exceptional
saying
Baptiste in the
Taco Bell
past,
and Subway
and
are
they
the
are
best,
doing
like,
a great job of
franchises.
playing their strategy and then teleporting in a way that is catching Crimso off guard. And honestly, the entirety of Team Canada, it looked like a bad strategy of all of Australia backing into that room, but you can see the communication and the coordination really coming out in spades for Team Australia. That's a great first point hold.
Canada going to the top left now and trying to get a better angle above this shield. Kuffa adjusts. Nami's trying to go maybe behind them, but no, maybe just shielding himself from the damage and doesn't probably know where he is. Might have missed the teleporter and he's by himself. Aki trying to support, and Australia got kind of mixed up with the teleporter play there, and Canada took advantage.
Yeah, I just complimented them and sang their praises about how flawless that was. That second attempt was nowhere near as flawless, and now Cuffer is actually getting staggered, even though he gets both of the backliners. Oh, he is going to die later as well, so that should
Overwatch
give
is
Canada
third
an
on the
opportunity to
viewer
step up
list
and take
on
position
Twitch.
before
That's what I
Cuffer
like
can
to
get back to this
see.
point. But honestly, that's minute and 40 seconds off of the clock for Team Australia, holding close spawn. If they get an effective, fight at the back end of this fight, that was a perfect play.
Australia have a chance to recontest off this amp matrix from Aki, but has to get the right angle on it. Even Nanda could get some picks. The Symmetra right click can be pretty deadly at range. Canada have the sound barrier too. Who's gonna pull the trigger? It's Australia with the amp matrix walled off from Noxious, but it buys Canada enough time to round this corner and not face the damage head on. False is getting bullied. Noxious has his back, and Australia will have to rely on plan B.
Yeah, even though Magic 8 Ball is down, if you try and push into that small room, there's so many things that could go wrong. Just take that time advantage that you got from a great amplification matrix and grenade from Nami. Early flux comes out from Falls, followed up by the Blizzard.
Ooh, Kappa's very low too, and Burlog frozen up, killed, not able to drop the sound barrier, which could have maybe salvaged that fight for Australia. The photon barrier is a good defense, but I think
That was a good
Australia
push by
wants to get this over
Canada.
with. So Canada,
They needed to win that fight big time. They only had a minute. If they lost that fight, it would have been 30.
Barrier off to deal with the Flux Blizzard combo. So not a bad hold. Definitely took a lot of time off the clock, but Canada has managed to roll through, and that only cost them the Flux and the Blizzard. Smartly held onto some of their other ultimates. So now they're able to snowball. Are they going to be able to hold aggressively like you've already seen them? Falls stepping up. Doesn't want to give Australia the positioning.
Artillery strike from Seeker forced out the immortality, which is still very valuable. Australia are quite low, and Bertlog is late with the sound barrier to save Nanda, and Kuffa just falls over to the Amp Matrix plus Bastion when you're caught out in the open like
they're
that.
rolling.
Australia picked this map.
And
What
that
are they
feels bad.
doing,
Burlow
bro?
Just not able to get it off in time.
Australia
and Canada
picked
just
this
able to
map.
clean
They
up
had map
almost
choice.
freely. It did cost them everything they have, and Australia will get another fight. And they do have the big combo once again. The Sigma Gravitic Flux with the Bastion ultimate. If you time that together, but you can see Canada, they're going for a flank. They don't want to let them use
That's a
these
big
ultimates
flank.
freely.
That's actually a massive flank. If he gets mailed too, that's
Putting so
huge.
much damage on so
There's no. What are they doing? What are they doing? They're just walking into the Australia's letting them do whatever they want. What is going on? What is going on? Can I get a monitor check?
To commit the blizzard just to end this quickly, and Canada cap point B.
Oh, was that a love heart?
Hello?
I wasn't sure.
Hello?
Hello? That's just great heads up play from Canada. They recognize the disadvantage that they have in ultimates and then take an early fight that caught Australia off guard. And now we're going to see the switch out of Cuffer, realizing, Sigma isn't really working. Let's go back to the true and heads over to the Reinhardt.
The issue with Reinhardt, which I know like Hadi and others have proven on the contrary, is that the Reinhardt shield.
If Australia doesn't win, I'm gonna keep hearing about a J3 curse, and there's no curse, bro. What's
to play at range? But Australia are trying to get close as much
someone
as they
tell
can,
him.
but they can't seem to get to that high ground. Canada are holding them at bay.
Can I get an
There's the
exclamation
May wall
mark?
from Noxious. It's great to invest these walls to allow Canada to rotate into a safer position. Australia haven't been able to punish that until this moment. Magic Meatball is now the target of that focus. Australia also stay stable on the cart. They got Noxious right where they want him. Somehow
that's a really big flaw.
Wow. Artillery strike. Australia fall to the floor.
They scattered the Canadian squad, but they just weren't able to find any other
dude?
picks. They just struggled to take down Noxious. They will get another fight, but it's going to be desperation mode. Bertlog with the sound barrier has had a couple of them go by the wayside. Needs it to be perfectly timed to help his team.
Noxious does not care. He wants this
Noxious is
blizzard
blocked
as soon as
in.
possible. Sound barrier,
Noxious is popping.
Yeah.
He plays really close to his monitor, I just noticed.
From Australia. And Australia have removed that backline, that flanker of Noxious.
Wait.
Hope to bulldoze the rest of the Canadians.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
good.
There you go. There you go, Australia.
Because of how far the card is pushed, it's a difficult point to assail. Canada has to get positioning. They have to move through, and you're going to see False actually recognize this as well. Switches over to the Orisa. I talked about it earlier in the series.
J3, this is on you,
when
man.
they play
That's
Reinhardt,
not on
you
me.
switch to
I will
Orisa,
blow
that's a
into the
counter,
mic
but
right
then
now.
Cuffer instantly makes the swap over to the Sigma so that he's in a better spot in this matchup. So you can see the tank mind games and swaps
do the Wally.
happening in real time.
Mute me.
That's true.
I've never seen
Chat,
someone get
if
blown
Australia
off that
doesn't win this,
side.
you're going to have to mute me.
Cool.
Mute me,
That
chat.
wasn't
Mute
the
me.
way. It's not who I
Mute me.
would've
I'm going
been
to
crying,
scream.
but Canada hope to let her in here with the blizzard. Magic Meatball is just pushing people into the blizzard. No one is frozen
Nice
though,
speed
but
by
here's the
Magic
sound
Meatball.
Magic Meatball to give them a bit more time
No,
to really
no.
solidify Canada in this fight. There's no healing for Australia, so all damage from Canada will be permanent. Cuff has to hope that he can contest as much as he can.
Oh my, that was.
There you go. Come on.
That was really good.
Why
Why did they?
I
think they thought it was over.
Oh my god, even they thought it was over. Good job, Australia. Good D.
Canada won. You know, they're trying to wrap this up early, but no, Australia with an exceptional
That was
hold.
really funny.
That was
With Nami
funny.
on the
They
back.
were
I
like,
don't
yeah,
know
game
how
over.
they did
GG's.
with
And then,
the
no,
artillery
come on.
strike,
Good hold,
but it
Australia.
came
Keep it up.
in
Keep
the
it
nick
up.
of time.
One more
So
minute.
Australia are able to hold a
And
minute remaining
production,
here for
yeah.
Canada. Australia, once again, not
Actually,
many
an
ultimates to
production.
answer back with. So how is Canada going to utilize the amplification matrix? So
Haha,
far,
the face
it feels
Jay
like
made. What did I
Australia's been
do?
trying to disengage.
You were like, where did the screen?
Recognize that and throw it out a little bit later than they usually do.
Crimso's smart. He won't use it here. Australia have a great moment to round this corner and avoid it. The Maywall is trying to isolate someone from Australia with the speed of Bertlog. They managed to get out, but that cost Bertlog's life. 5v4-2 with the Crimso Ant Matrix up top.
It's even,
now they're
it's
down
even.
low,
4-4.
but the Photon Bear of Australia is a good point to defend on. They
backing
can
up.
just
Yeah.
stay on
Maybe
their
last fight
side
here,
of the
chat.
field, and Canada got
Last
waited
fight.
out around
Who
the corner.
wins?
They went Sim.
Yeah, and
Australia
that's-
with
once again,
4
Nami
ults
is
coming
so
out
smart
towards
to play,
Canada
coming up
with
all the picks when they need it
only
most. His
2
faction's
ults.
been exceptional so
Nah,
far
Australia
in this
holds
series.
this. If Australia
And now
doesn't
fight
hold
to
this,
fight
I'm gonna
territory.
like
False with a terror
punch my
surge is
monitor.
a scary
It's not
prospect.
my monitor.
You watch map 1, the Cuppa can respond with the
Blizzard's on
gravitic
it.
flux of his own.
Yeah, Rissa can take pressure really well. Just the tankiest of tanks.
Wow.
Also, anyone who gets close
Yeah,
to
that's
terror
a
surge
good
will
hold.
end
That's
them.
a good hold right
Crimso
there. Come
beat
on.
down.
Okay.
There you go.
Healing is
That's what I'm
gone.
talking about. I'm
There's
telling you,
no
chat. This is why I'm never wrong.
Complete circuit
Everything I
royale.
say
What a
happens.
defense out of Australia.
Good D.
Yes, great play from Australia, able to just hold on by the skin of their teeth. So because they're able to hold there, they don't have to worry about getting to overtime. It's a simple strategy. All you got to do is get it to the end of the 3rd point. The question that I have for Australia now is, because False can't make those retroactive swaps over to the Orisa, Do they decide to come out on the Reinhardt and try and run down the Sigma of Foles, or are they just going to try and take that Sigma mirror? Because when they were in the Sigma mirror, it felt like Canada had the edge.
It's also been a... You're
These
looking
teams
at
are
the
just fighting
tanks.
the other
I'm looking
teams.
at the
Jay's cursing,
Bastions too.
I'm
Not gonna lie, Nami kind of saved that
I
fight
am
for
not a
Australia
curse.
with that 2K. Still don't know how that artillery strike.
If Australia
got the
wins, that
2K
makes you
like
1
that,
and 9.
even
How does it
Seeker
feel getting your
has
first
caught
win? That's
Australia
not
off guard,
true.
just catching
I
them in
had
the open
2
with the
predictions right
Matrix.
today. I said
That's
Team
really well timed
USA,
with Crimzo.
and I said
And
China
with
was going to
Magic
win.
Maypal in
I'm
the
pretty
lineup,
sure
Canada
I said
just
something
look
else
a
was
lot
going to
more
win.
decisive on these Lucio pushes.
I said
Yeah,
Thailand
absolutely.
versus
I think
against
Canada
Spain.
is doing a better
Spain,
job
Thailand
of
lost.
adapting
I
on the
said
fly in the middle
Japan
of these fights,
against
while Australia
KSA.
it's getting scattered a little bit
Japan
too
lost.
much.
I
If
said
they can
Mexico
start
against
tighten
Colombia.
that up a little bit, there's
Mexico
potential
lost.
that they will be able
I
to
said
start
China
turning some
against
of these
Hong
fights,
Kong.
because
China
right
won.
now it feels like
And I
Canada,
said USA
they're
against
really
France, and
determining
USA
the
won.
flow of the game.
And now I'm
but
saying,
if Cuffer
guys,
does
I got
come out
2
on this
today.
Reinhardt, like I was
Okay.
saying,
Eat my
that might
ass.
put the ball back in their court.
Yeah, the Reinhardt would be great at dueling close range, but now seeing maybe the Sigma come out again, does he want to mirror it or not? And with the a teleporter, that's going to be a great gap closer option, along with the Lucio. Australia are out the gates in a quick teleport. Canada are already speeding away. Nami's in tank form, and good grasp too from Falls to eat up a lot of that pressure.
Menti,
It's
that one is
Australia.
that one's
I've already used their
that.
cooldowns now, so I have to take a second.
And obviously the big advantage of Sigma is that you can shoot from mid-range and you have bullets, while Reinhardt, you have to be in their face if you're going to offer absolutely anything. So they need to keep going in with these teleporters if they're going to play this Reinhardt composition.
They're getting
The
very
composition-
silly
the
with
rest of the
it,
team,
with the
whoa,
run.
Getting very low.
Well, I think that's their
Talking
comfort
about that
pick.
one. I thought he was
Kuffa?
stretching it to his own death there. And
Kuffa's
who
Reinhardt.
was teleporting
Oh,
behind
yeah,
there?
He's
I
been
don't
playing
know,
Reinhardt
but
yesterday.
Yeah.
Australia are having
Nice.
issues with this back
Okay.
line.
And it
allows them to be
Canada
aggressive,
so
and they have the
desperate
sim.
to finish
Yeah.
off
They're
these
just
kills. They
TPing.
found themselves in a pickle. So Australia somehow get through in this fight.
Ranked
Yeah, we were
gameplay,
questioning that
kind of
Symmetra
true.
teleport flank, and we were trying to work out where they were going because they were so split from the rest of the team. But it was just Aki who was just shooting into the back of the head of the Canadian team, drops the amplification matrix, and is able to trade out some of those kills. And the card starts moving for Australia. That was
Pickles
great
are
play.
delicious.
So you can see
Sriracha-san.
Kuffa at
Pickles are
31%
gross.
all charge,
When you come to
Nami at
BlizzCon,
40% all
just
charge.
don't
They have not been able to do
please.
anything
I
so
just
far
don't
in
want
this
to meet
matchup.
you.
It's fine. She's coming to hang out with me.
Oh, that's a bad
God,
death
that's
as
like,
well.
if you guys both get away from me, that would be like
Random icicles
the
at
best.
range.
That was like heaven
Sure,
right there. Both
sure,
of you
sure.
guys
The
like not
supports
next.
are kind of getting first blooded, and I'm not even
Okay,
just targeting
anyway.
Gridlock. Grim Zone, Magic Mate, Ball 2.
Yeah.
No, that means
That's
no
like a
words.
huge
Oh,
difference
I
in these
can't
fights.
read. I don't.
Yeah, and
I need
all of a
glasses,
sudden
I
it gets
think.
more difficult for the
That's what
clumped up
happens when you're like
composition.
100.
No, it's just because it's
They're
like it's
gonna
like
be
on the
running into a
side. I'm
big
reading it from the
clutch
angle.
balls.
Yeah, well,
Noxious is going to have the blizzard
It's
as
harder
well.
to read from
so
this
there's
angle.
gonna be so many threats
Thank
that
you.
they're just going to have to avoid. Aki
Pickles
falls now
suck.
as well. You spoke to it.
Olives are for people
Lemon,
with no
just
taste.
support
Olives are
falling left and
delicious.
right.
olives are also
Wow.
disgusting.
Olives are
Whoa,
delicious.
I don't
Olives
even
are
know how that
disgusting.
happened. Teleport behind somebody and pin them in. Fun little Rhine strat.
Why is there
Out
no
from
Widow?
Canada. They
Watch
think this is
the
winnable, especially
USA
with Kuffa
game
low,
on
and
Circuit
Canada
Royale, and that's why
are now
there's
playing
no
kill
Widow.
confirm. And
It didn't go
Australia
well
have
for
to
USA.
try and
Chat, there's no widow
Very
because
messy all of a sudden. Aki goes up in the air.
there is a
sound
big
barrier,
difference
photon
between your
barrier.
ranked
Everyone's just
games
throwing
and
all left and right to stay
organized
in this fight.
gameplay from
Finally, Canada is going to
teams that scrim.
disengage,
There's a
but
big
Australia's got to be
difference.
careful. They can't get a
They're,
head
they're
full
always
steam.
they're never
You
gonna
can see
peek the
Noxious
Widow
waiting
sight
there. He
lines,
wants to
and they're
drop the
gonna
blizzard.
use
Oh, that's a big bail.
wow.
The artillery strike from Seeker.
It
Seeker.
froze everyone.
Seeker and
Australia are just
Noxious.
sitting
Good
ducks,
shit.
Sitting kangaroos. I
Nami
don't know,
always
but
gets one.
Man,
Every
Australia,
time.
they can pull through sometimes in these chaotic moments.
Yeah, and honestly, it feels like Australia wants to keep it a little messy. It feels like where they're right at home, but they kind of got baited into that Noxious blizzard. He was stuck in the ice blocks. He saw Kuffa just waiting for him to come out.
I do
Maybe
know the
hoping
olive
with
theory.
the Earth Shatter that he'd be able to cancel the
from a
blizzard
good
before it
show.
came out, but it just wasn't enough. And as soon as that blizzard comes down,
Aren't you rooting for
comboed
Australia?
with the
I am,
artillery
but I'm also
strike, there's
rooting
just
for a
nothing
great
Australia
game.
can do. And now,
There's nothing
minute
wrong
remaining
with
for Australia to
seeing
get
a
through
great
here.
game.
And
No one
Matrix
likes
and
2-0s.
I'm just rooting. I'm rooting
Almost
for. I
caught
mean, both
Australia
teams.
there,
Chat,
and
both
they're
teams
kind
have
of
friends,
split from each
so I'm
other
rooting for
using
both
the
teams. I'm
barrier
just
to
saying, hey,
cover.
like this team I think is
Back,
better.
He placed his
Nothing wrong
own
with that.
Ant Matrix, which
Yeah.
kind of scared Canada.
Actually, I don't know
back
anyone
to
on
this
Team
corner.
Australia. I have no
The
friends.
first
Really?
right now from
You don't know
Nami.
Kuffa?
You got some pretty close
I love
snaps there
Kuffa.
from Canada. They're
Yeah,
hoping
I
to stay
don't
alive
met Kuffa,
through
but
all of this
I know
fire.
Kuffa from
37
just, like,
seconds in Australia.
the
Can
community,
see the end of
and
Poirier,
ranked and
Kuffa
whatever.
with some life
And then
flash
Nami,
before his
yeah,
eyes.
Nami plays
Finally, he's finished
late
off. He
night.
can't keep
I mean,
getting
I've
away
talked to
with
them,
that.
but they
Canada
never
know
they're never in
to
voice
punish
chat.
pop up when he doesn't have
I don't
that
know.
shield.
I think
and there's
Nami
nothing
plays on
else
any
he can do
servers,
without
but like
it.
literally like late
Australia
night,
just
like
aren't
3
able
a.m.,
to
4
find the
a.m.
picks right now. It feels like
Well,
they're
I'm pretty
just
sure that's like
constantly running into the
3, 4
endless
p.m.
amounts of
Yeah.
damage that Canada is throwing at them. They'll have one last fight.
T-Gen
no
hours,
ultimates
exactly.
to speak to, and
10
Foles
seconds,
has a
bro.
gravitic flux.
Come on,
This is
come
going
on,
to be
Australia.
difficult. You're going to need something special from somebody.
All right, last
Come
fight
on,
for
Australia. I
or
need you
will
guys
it
to win,
be
bro.
Canada
I cannot
taking the
end my day with an
series?
L prediction.
Australia now hoping to run
I don't know
away
how-
from this grab flux. You know,
That
they're
hits
gonna get
him?
killed by the
Yeah,
rest of the
yeah.
team. Let's go
It's a
for
cone.
it.
That's just
Support
dumb.
ones.
I know
The
Reaper ults like that, but that's
supports.
dumb.
Reaper ult and Arista ult is also like
Pulse
that.
as
It's a
Australia
big
just
giant cone,
scuffling
up and
through
down.
The car not able to contest it for much longer.
Oh.
And Canada take the series 2-0.
Easy.